Hey there folks, Jason Bermas here with a little news off the cuff. I was in the office yesterday and in the background 60 Minutes was on. Now, a lot of you may be aware of a man named Dalton Fury. Now, that's obviously not his real name. When he went on 60 Minutes, he had to put on a disguise. They fitted him with a beard, with aesthetics all over his face. I encourage you to watch the video above this one that's posted in the link on CBS. Anyway, if you're not familiar with his story, this is the guy that says, "We had bin Laden in our sights about 10 weeks after they invaded Afghanistan." Now, what's interesting about this is he's Delta Force, okay? Two separate plans that he had to go and kill bin Laden and his team were both a no-go. His higher-up said no, and he said in his entire career this is the only time that that has happened. Now, what were the two plans? One, he was going to come over the back of the mountain ridge and then attack from there. They said no to that. Then they wanted to put a bunch of explosive devices, landmines, along the path to try to kill bin Laden. Again, it was nixed, not allowed. Then the CIA goes and hires Mujahideen warlords to assist Delta Force. Now, in this, he actually describes how he felt like the firefights that they were having may have been staged. He said it was enough to put on a good show, one or two people being killed, but then they would come back. He also reveals that at one point, this Mujahideen warlord and his men had negotiated a ceasefire with bin Laden's men on this, and at one point even turned their guns on Delta Force. Very bizarre. If you're trying to kill this guy, how is it that the warlord is negotiating ceasefires and then turning his guns on Delta Force? And he said that that took hours and hours, to end. And then another team from Delta Force comes in, and his name is Operation Jackal, and they go into caves. Now, why am I bringing up Operation Jackal? Well, I don't know if it has anything to do with it or not, but it took us 7+ years to find out that this document I'm holding in my hand, NSA document, even existed. Now, what is this document? This reveals that there was yet another drill going on 9/11 called Operation Jackal Cave. If you've watched the Loose Change series, if you've watched my film Fabled Enemies, you know we go over a lot of these drills and then tell you that some of them still remain classified to this day. Now, although this document here, Operation Jackal Cave, going on the morning of 9/11, seems to be declassified, it's not. Let me just show you what this thing looks like. You want to know what this drill is about? Too bad. Everything's blacked out. Blacked out. That's about the only chunk of text in the entire 16-page document that you're actually allowed to read, folks. Look. Entirely blacked out right there. Entirely blacked out. Let's go to the next page. Entirely blacked out. Next page. Almost entirely blacked out. So why is it that we can't know about all these drills? Why is it that the majority of this stuff is blacked out almost 8 years later? Very suspicious. But I just wanted to show people this document does exist. We're going to be putting a link to this as well as the CBS story. And I want people to look into it for themselves, because when you have Operation Jackal Cave going on the morning of 9/11, you think that might have to do with Muslim terrorists in any way, shape, or form? I wonder. Alright folks, it's Jason Bermas signing out. Remember, there's a war on for your mind, Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.tv.